playoffs position. So let's look at the rosters here, Woody. Let's see what the teams will be sending out on the field today. Messing up the opponents, predicting what they're going to be coming in with, and we'll see if they're able to do so here. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are underway. Kingsman going to be kicking us off here with a Queen Charge into Hogminer Hybrid. Now, the Queen Charge into Hogminer Hybrid is an attack that generally works against these diamond-style bases, where the Town Hall is moved off into more of a quarter rather than a flat edge of the base there, and if you see that, then this is ideal for it. He's got multiple bomb towers in that Town Hall compartment, which is more value for a Queen Charge to claim, and make sure those hogs and miners are not getting hit by the bomb towers. But you guys be careful down there, because we're already seeing black air bombs going off, and we'll see how this Queen Charge develops here with you.
Yeah, perfect timing on that free spell to shut down the single target Inferno. Of course, that can absolutely end a raid very quickly. Meanwhile, Kingsman has been dropping additional troops along the top left side, doing a little bit more funneling work and taking out some of the exterior buildings out there to make sure that they don't cause any problems. Taking down that Town Hall earns him the first star, of course. The second will come from 50%, and that third and final coveted star is going to come from total destruction of the space within 3 minutes. He's going to invest a lot of time on this Queen Charge out in the beginning to make sure that the base is set up perfectly for this Hog Rider hit. Hogs and Miners really can do a great amount of damage when paired up together, but they need the base to be set up for a perfect funnel. That's why he has dropped that Siege Barracks over on the right side. It's going to spit out a Pekka and Wizards, and those Hogs finally to go help out with the rest of this raid. Now coming in from the bottom right position, Grand Warden will protect them all, and they're even going to catch a few Tesla traps early on here. Rage spells for the defenses are coming out now, and as well as the CC troops. It's going to be Ice Golems, Eric.
And on top of that, he's got Eagle Artillery Strikes raining down on top of him. Lots of incoming damage right there, with a potential that his troops are clumped up heavily as they move through that compartment. So keep an eye out for those Eagle Artillery Strikes. They can mow down a lot of Hogs and Miners in a hurry, but he's powering through that Rage Tower very efficiently. He's got his push into the Multi-Inferno. He's got an extra heal spell as he moves into the Multi, and the Queen was able to get her job done on the other side of the base there. She cleared that Rage Tower. The biggest concern I have right now is how he's going to deal with this very, very top quarter, with the Eagle continuing to fire down. But he does get the protection in the middle of the base. He's got Grass Gillies, but he gets the Monolith down before he gets distracted right there. And he's looking pretty solid here with a Road Champion ability on standby. He's got a Headhunter on standby to help him get through the Defensive King, and everybody has regrouped and is arriving together. This is looking good. That was a clean Queen Charge into Hog Miner Hybrid here, Woody.
Oh yeah, it is a homecoming march now back to the top side of the base, where these heroes will be able to finish everything off and claim those 3 stars. Kingsman from Imperium Titans has done it. I keep on wanting to say Exports because that's the name that they've chosen here. But the Imperium Titans, Kingsman has got first blood with 3 stars in the
work on that specific base. So excellent base identification right there. That was a perfect plan for that base, but let's see if this plan from Exo Danny is perfect for this one. We got Uriam on defense as he has a Queen Charge into Hog Miner, or excuse me, Queen Charge into Lala. Mix it up with the last one there, Woody.
Starting off over on the left side corner this time, it's going to get some good poke into these buildings, dropping a few coconut loons as well, seeking around for enemy black bombs. Hasn't found any yet, but that should be an easy, clean entry point for this Queen. He's even going to drop another balloon there, looking for any more black bombs, but gets distracted a little bit by the air defense along the top side. Looks like he won't be committing too many more to this early stab here. Rolls in that wall breaker, boom! Cracks into a compartment and going to give that Queen another easy access to a huge number of defenses internally there. We'll watch and see which direction she goes as the CC troops kind of start to spread out now and give her a little bit more trouble. Ice Golems are going to slow her down at a spot that she does not want to be slowed down at. That Monolith is firing away at her really fast, Eric.
Yeah, that's a lot of incoming damage there, but she is sustaining through the rage. At least the Ice Golems are coming at an angle where they're not going to freeze up the healers. So as long as he sustains a rage on her, that he can keep her moving. And as she moves in the core, she still has her ability to protect herself. So she can pop it if she does get into trouble against that Monolith. But honestly, there's not too much damage there. Once the Town Hall activates, he's going to be increasing the damage incoming pretty significantly. So it might be important to pops the King ability to generate a whole bunch of Barbarians right before that Town Hall activation, and that's exactly what he does there. All the Barbarians hold all the beams of the Town Hall's Inferno and keep the Queen and her healer safe there as she takes the monolith down and moves into the core of the base there. On top of that, she got that Rage Tower to trigger a bit early, so now it's going to be faded, and that Molten Inferno is not going to cause any problems by the time the Blues get there. So he's in a very strong position, but he's a little bit low on spells, using the last freeze right there, and he's almost just coasting, but he's got plenty of hero abilities here with him.
Yeah, I also noticed he rolled a wall breaker in through there. I'm not sure if that was intended to crack open any compartments, because it looks like the Queen has access to anything and everything that she needs. The Barb King has already gone down, so maybe that was just trying to catch the tornado trap up there, or just kind of fishing around. But nonetheless, Exodani has had no problem at all finishing off this base on the far back side. I mean, this is just absolutely crushed, Eric.
Wow.
Another 100% to start this war off, and we are going to be even keel between these two teams.
Smash, but here we go. Al Muallen could be sending the next one, Woody. We have our first Electro Titan smash attack here, but not with lightning. He's actually brought in maybe a Skelly Donut, you think? He's got, no, not a Skelly Donut. He does have skeleton spells, though. I wonder what he's going to use them for.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to find out. We've seen them used as distraction, of course, before, but with 3 multi-target Infernos in the interior, you gotta wonder where he's gonna be dropping those. Maybe up on the Monolith section up at the top? We'll have to watch. That Warden Walk has got really long range. It's gonna get a lot of good early damage against this right side corner. Might even be able to snipe that scatter shot. Do you think it's got the range to hop on in there and get that done?
Yeah, I definitely want to go after the scatter shot. That'd be the primary target. On a base like this, I would expect a Tesla farm to either be by the Queen or the Royal Champion. And so he had to be prepared to deal with it on either side there, but we'll see where it ends up popping. Looks like he's already setting a funnel down at the very bottom of the base there. Actually just dropping in a Hog and a Golem down there and putting in a solo log launcher in from the bottom of the base. It needs to stay protected, and it is staying protected. That Golem providing exactly the protection he needs, and the Warden was able to finish off that scatter shot, and he'll start his punch into the base. And with that log launcher staying as protected with that Golem as it has been, with very few other troops around it, he's going to try to open up the middle of the base and give access to transition these Electro Titans into the
There it is.
If he does that, that's really high value.
Yeah, he rolls right through those walls and knocking them all down. The Electro Titans have free reign to march straight through now. Those multi-target Infernos are not going to be too much trouble at all for Heroes and Electro Titans, who have a ton of hit points. And as they start to collapse now along the interior of the base, it's going to be that big old Town Hall Inferno beam that's eating them up. He's got to be aware of that big damage. Fires off one of his freezes, only has 1 left to use against them. But as those troops start to collapse in the middle, they're all going to be benefiting from that Grand Warden aura. He is still able to pop off both an Archer Queen ability and a Royal Champion ability. I don't think that the defenses in the top corner of the space can put up much of a fight. They do have the Tesla farm up there, though, so he's got to be wary of big incoming damage along the top side, dodging these poisons as best he can. The Archer Queen's still barely alive, goes down now. It's getting a little dicey toward the end here. He's already tossed off that Royal Champion shield. I don't know, he's running out of steam pretty quick, Eric.
Oh no, he's got this one Electro Titan along the top side of the base. He puts in a Valkyrie up there as well. He's got all those Barbarians regenerated from the King ability that were able to keep that defensive King at bay, but that Electro Titan as well is hanging on by a thread. He's down to light troops. He's got the healers. He's got a headhunter charge going on. The healers are still alive. They were taken for just a moment. He gets the first of the buildings down, but he's running out of steam here, down to just the Phoenix, and no, he gets shut down. That top corner was heavy. It was stacked, and it shuts down the rest of his troops there, and that's always the difficulty when you have to pass through that Town Hall poison.
That overall damage destruction up, but Demo has the chance to come over the top now with a 3-star of his own. Let's see what he's got, bringing in the Dragon Riders this time back to the skies. Not even going to be queen charging with him too. He's just going to be going Sui down in this bottom corner to get a little bit of work done first on those storages. Sneaky Gobs make all their way in and won't be denied those elixir storages. That'll give him an easy free air defense to take out. Just protected right now by that single lone wizard tower at the bottom. Taking a look back at the rest of the base, though, I'm noticing that there are 2 air sweepers pointed opposite directions right there in the interior next to the Clan Castle. That can cause some difficulties for those Dragon Riders who move a little bit slow, but can target directly onto defenses and won't have a whole lot of trouble with these air defenses, I don't expect, which are also going to be positioned right next to those scatter shots. Easy targets for the free spells, which he's brought 4 up here now. Grabs the Town Hall with additional Sneaky Gobs, and we'll start the charge up on the top side with that log launcher.
Yeah, this attack is all about... You can only do this attack when you can hit the Town Hall with those Sneaky Goblins, but the Sneaky Bat Rider definitely is an attack that was very popular at Town Hall 14, and it absolutely levels bases there. But at Town Hall 15, it's a little bit more difficult because we have a few more defensive tools to work with to try to stop it, but the big kill squad in from the top of the base here, making sure to time the ward ability with the king ability so you get all those barbarians to be invincible, to get more and more value. But the biggest thing here is keeping the log launcher protected so it stays alive as long as possible, takes as many strikes as possible, and if he can get the main force to continue all the way through this compartment, get all the defensive heroes down so the road champion has free reign over the backside, and then get these multis. If he gets the multis down, he can start the bats over on the right side scattershot, and he can start to sweep them around. So watch every bit of splash damage that remains on the base here, because he's going to have to handle all of it to sweep this bat wave through. And if he does, this base is absolutely demolished, Woody.
Lots of big black bombs going off against those Dragon Riders along the top side. He has chosen instead to protect that Archer Queen with his Grand Warden, and that has left those Dragon Riders high and dry, not able to even find their way onto the monolith yet. That is a massive amount of damage going to be dished out. As soon as it gets a lock on one of those heroes, it's going to be a big problem for Demo. He does get the freeze out, though. Grand Warden and Archer Queen are getting low on health. There's only one freeze left. He hasn't popped it yet. Bats are down, though. Bats have only got to worry about splash damage, and it doesn't look like there is very much left here except for that Wizard Tower along the bottom, distracted with a Wizard of his own and a few minions, and I think he has got it. Cleanup is going to take a long time, though, and he's only got 18 seconds, Eric.
No, maybe he doesn't have
it.
Yeah, he didn't have enough tanking for the Wizard Tower at the bottom. He threw in light troops on it, but he needed something bigger. He needed a giant. He needed something, a balloon, anything to be able to take that Wizard Tower out of commission so it couldn't turn onto the bats, and now he can't go back for the monolith. If he would have got the one shot, if he would have got the bats to stay together, then they might have been able to get it down there and prevent...
Head of the competition. We'll see now if Cynthia, one of the star players here from the Imperium Titans, is able to keep that rate up and maybe even surge back into the 3-star zone. Brought one golem in here to block for this queen charge, leading into a Laloon strike. He's going to be using that Electro Zap out on the core of the base and gets a gigantic chunk of those defenses down. You see that Archer Queen is just reeling from the attack, and as he sets up that Flame Linger, he will also not have to worry about another Air Sweeper. There was a multi-target Inferno in there. Of course, you see that Rage spell has also been triggered. So very nice key target. And wow, yeah, look at that, Eric.
But he missed that invisibility, so he's potentially going to end up missing this Inferno. He's got the bats onto it, but they do not have enough to take that Inferno down. The Lightning was able to clear out some key targets there, but destroying the CC was an important target. It is not unrecoverable, though. He left up one multi-inferno, and he's not going to have any spells as he makes his way in with the next phase of attack here. He used up every single spell that he has, and as he pushes the heroes into Town Hall, they're not going to have any problem taking it. But he does need to finish breaking the ring of defenses, so that's why the world champion came in on the far right side of the field. She's going after the scatter shot. If she's able to go get the scatter shot down, then he will pick up the value that she's looking for, but she's running into some pests over there, running into some ground skellies. He has his queen still moving, trying to get that expo off of this road champion, but she's taking Eagle Artillery strikes, and if she gets that scatter shot, he's still okay, and we'll see if he can recover this, Woody. But that multi with no spell support and the Rage Tower right next to it gonna boost his damage, that might break Synthe's perfect 3-star rate here so far in the Swiss stages.
That is just the hardest question that every player has to ask himself whenever they're setting up for an attack. Do I want to spend more spells early on to get more damage done and give myself an easier target for this base? Or do I want to hold on to a few spell slots in the backside so that I have some more versatility, responsiveness to the traps that wind up springing up, to any mistakes or any confusions that happen along the way? Cynthia has really committed hard to this plan, and he has got to hope that it continues along without a hitch, but that multi-target Inferno being up still is just the death knell for this raid, Eric. Losing so many balloons to it so early on. Even that Eagle Artillery has just been firing away without any response whatsoever. I think Cynthia has finally missed the 3-star mark, and it's going to be coming home with 2 stars, but might be able to push this into the 90 percentages. That monolith just causing even more problems for the heroes that were pathing toward the center of the base. They're trying to support these balloons valiantly, but not able to get it in the end.
Yeah, when you miss that invisibility, like your heart sinks right there for a moment as you know that if you're using every single spell to try to get these multi-infernos out of the way here so you don't have to deal with the Lalo. When you have to push a Lalo through a raged up Inferno, you can see how much damage that thing can dish out. And so Freeze is right there, extremely valuable if you have that standing, but it wasn't supposed to be standing. That invisibility, that first invisibility they put down to try to take out the CC and
Some triples here at the beginning
right.
of our day. Let's switch it back to iPro now and see if VN Esporting can hold on to the lead. There's only been 13% missing on the Empyrean Titan side of the map. And so this is still certainly very close if they can manage to get another defense here now against iPro. He's brought in another one of these Laloon armies that have just become the mainstays of attacking forces. Starting off with this Queen over on the right side, going to be doing a little bit of a dive. He did bring those 5 healers and is holding on to them just to make sure that they can get perfectly positioned, even doing a little bit of Coconut Loon searching on that bottom right side to see if there's any seeking air mines, and finding nothing. He feels safe to move on in. He'll be able to grab this enemy Barbarian King very shortly, has knocked down that scatter shot as well. This is a lot of big early damage for these heroes, Eric.
Yeah, it's going to need to be on point here with this Queen as she can reach the Eagle Artillery and the Multi-Inferno. It doesn't look like she's planning to go inside of that compartment, but the Poison will slow down the defensive Queen. He's in a little bit of a bind right now because he has the defensive Queen striking at him, but at the same time, he has Ice Golem freezing up his Queen. He puts in a Headhunter inside of the Rage and tries to get in there to snipe off the defensive Queen, but she's able to get that she's trying to get the Headhunter off of her for a second, and he was able to get through her eventually, but he invested some spells into that. He's taking Eagle Artillery strikes, able to withstand those strikes as well. He's got the Queen ability still on standby, and with the Poison Power being thrown, he has very little left for threats for him until he gets to the defensive border, so he can coast and concentrate on the Lalo as it pushes in from the top side.
That Lava Hound just was obliterated, Eric. There to protect the balloons, but it did virtually nothing because the Teslas just zapped through it so quickly. iPro is responding very, very well, though. Dropped that free spell to keep them safe and then popped that Grand Warden Eternal Tome right as soon as they pathed over. Those balloons managed to make it to the far side and were able to take out that multi-target Inferno. Kind of a wasted freeze there. Everything was almost already dead in that compartment. He's going to continue along the left side, though, and it looks like he's looking pretty strong here as the Arch Queen at the bottom is still very healthy with those healers to help her out, and this entire compartment along the left side has just been absolutely crushed now. I still do see that Royal Champion on defense, firing away at balloons and trying her best to keep that. Oh no! What happened to the Queen down there, Eric?
Yeah, she went.
What
down
happened to her? She has so many healers still.
Yeah, she got overwhelmed by that Expo. Those ground Expos just sustained damage for such a long time. And that Royal Champion, he popped that freeze. It wasn't a wasted freeze. He was trying to keep that defensive Royal Champion at bay. And unfortunately, he's not able to get through her. But he still has a little bit of a chance of getting this Archer Tower down. No, he can't. I thought maybe there was a chance that the Phoenix could finish it off there. But no, it's a 95%.
Titans who know that they need to come in over the top. It's not enough just to get those high percentage 2-stars. Try Hard is going to do just that on this next base with another hybrid army to bring to bear here. Starting off with the Queen charge, it's going to poke through this left side corner with a safe flame flinger deploy thanks to those balloons, making a very noble sacrifice.
Counting a 6-building split right now with a 1.2 difference. That should be exactly 6 buildings here separated between the teams. So yes, he will put in another attempt at a Queen Charge Hogminer hybrid. That's what they got the triple with on their open attack. But we see another very similar base to what we saw in that opening one with the bomb towers in the Town Hall compartment, the Town Hall compartment in a corner compartment of the base rather than a flat edge or in the middle, which is ideal for a Queen Charge Hogminer hybrid. But once again, we see the dual rage towers on the top and the bottom quadrants of the base. And so I said it at the start there. I've never seen a hybrid be able to push through a double rage tower, except for when we see the Queen actually transition from the Town Hall compartment and she deals with one of the rage towers herself. So that's what we're going to need to see out of this, because otherwise we saw what the rage tower can do with multi-inferno against that Lalo, but it can do the same thing against these hog attacks if they stay unprotected. So the Queen is able to power through that single inferno, catches a whole bunch of traps ahead of her, and will lock on and secure the first star at the Town Hall.
Yeah, I'm noticing that single target Inferno protecting the Town Hall seems to be a pretty important strat for VN Esporting, trying to deny these sorts of strikes. Tryhard even getting a little bit more value there, using balloons to finish off the rest of that compartment and checking for seeking air mines. Missed one of them though there, and as you saw, one of the healers went down. Bad news for him, as that Archer Queen is not very healthy at all and relies upon that rage now to get her topped back off a bit more. She's going to get some help though, as the cavalry is starting to charge on in. We've got Hog Riders readied up with that Grand Warden Eternal Tome busting through the top compartment. But as you mentioned, Eric, she really does need to make it all the way down to that bottom section where another raged up Multi-Inferno is prepped and ready to fire away at these Hogs. We popped all of the tomes. We've only got one more heal spell and freeze out. There it goes onto the scatter shot.
Oh, he's managing it well there. Freeze up the scatter shot, and the heal gets him through that Multi-Inferno. The Queen was able to stay alive, so she could come back in later. But let's see how much this Rage Tower is going to have an impact on the backside attack here. Honestly, it's looking good there because the Royal Champion is so healthy right now. If he does end up losing everything else, if all the Hogs and all the miners go down, the Queen and the Royal Champion can finish it on their own. But he has the support of the King and the Grand Warden as well. I think all the Hogs and miners are gone, but it's okay. He's got it. It's a triple. Imperium Titans, which are trailing right now, are gonna pick up a very critical triple right now, but a lot of pressure now over to VN Esporting here. Fourth spot there to try to really put a lot of pressure on. And so we have Imran is currently perfect on the Swiss stages right now. He's 3 out of 3 triples from their previous wars, and he's going to be playing in that 4th spot, that critical 4th spot that a lot of time decides these wars. But he will be pushing in with another attempt at a clean charge solo. But Woody, this one has a lot of lightning as well, so I feel like he needs to, where would we use lightning? 6 lightning is enough to take out either the Monolith, an Expo, or a Scatter Shot, or a combination of them.
Yeah, you can grab an Expo and a Scatter Shot combined. You might even choose to do that while one of those heroes is wandering right over on top of it. I guess he hasn't done that yet, and so it makes me more inclined to think that he's going to fire it away at the Scatter Shot, but he could just be holding on to those spells, waiting to see where he needs the most. Nope. As we see right there, it's going to be the Monolith after all. Pops that invisibility, and that'll give an easy inroad for the Queen here. She'll deal with some additional buildings along the X side before she retargets onto the Town Hall. That might get her wandered a little bit closer to the Town Hall, so she might wind up taking some poison damage here. But with only really 2 multi-target Infernos firing away at her alongside that Eagle, she should stay pretty healthy through this early stage.
Yeah, so then a Hog Rider trying to get the CC pull, doesn't quite get it there. The Hog wasn't able to get far enough into the base. A little bit of a misjudgment there, but over the right side, the King, the Royal Champion, will start to collapse into that right side compartment. Finding some Teslas, finding some ground skellies. That's going to slow them down significantly over there. Doesn't have any Valkyries or any Electric Titans to help him burn through those quicker, but he does his best to freeze into it. The King surges around. He has his Phoenix to pick him right back up there and work on the Royal Champion with some support of a Headhunter, and he's able to clear that compartment while at the same time managing the Queen at the bottom here, able to push her way through the multi-infernos and take the defensive CC down and manage Lalo. There's a lot of multitasking going on right now. His attention is split 3 ways on 3 different critical portions of this attack here, Woody.
Multi-target Inferno, the last big threat in the core of this base. It is firing away at like 5 different targets right now. It's got those balloons in a lock, but with the Eternal Tome protecting that Stone Slammer at maximum range now, it'll float over into that left side compartment where the Scatter Shot's going to cause it no problems whatsoever. Beautiful freeze. He's going to keep everything out of commission except for that Tesla and a couple more point defenses on the backside. Big smile from Imran as the 3-star is all but guaranteed. The last remaining balloons floating on over, and a full health Archer Queen, nearly full health Grand Warden ready to finish this off. This base has been absolutely crushed and will keep VN Esporting in the lead after all. 2 4-stars.
Puts a lot of pressure onto the final closers. So let's see what they can do here as we see Uryum coming in for Imperium Titans. And we'll see if he can make it happen as he begins with, it looks like, a blimp. He's in a, he's an Ascendant blimp protected by a Warden ability. And I assume he's got super archers inside. He's got enough invisibility to rage, and he's going to drop right all the way in at the Town Hall and go after the Town Hall, the Inferno. He's going to get the CC. He's got the Lava Hound that's just chilling in there, but it is always a big risk if you're going to invest your Warden to deliver that blimp to go in after that big value, because now he's gonna have to do the rest of the attack here with no Warden support. So we'll see how he handles it, but I do like the extra bonus that he not only protected the blimp to go in, but he was able to protect some troops to go in after that defensive queen. So he got her out of the way nice and early and maximized the value of that Ward ability while he invested it into the blimp.
It's the pull outside as well, and that Lava Hound's going to cause no problems at all. Even the pups are going to just evaporate to that Electro Titan zapping her way through. There's going to be even more of that action coming in next with 2 Lava Hounds and 24 balloons ready to support this push. The King's charging in now and will be soaking shots from this monolith to keep that queen alive and ready to fire away at these last remaining targets. Phoenix is going to pick him up just for another few more shots, but that compartment is now toasted, and it's all up to this main army getting ready to launch off. I'm guessing that they're going to be coming in from that bottom side, trying to deal with that scatter shot nice and early on. The top one has been finally finished off now by that Royal Champion. She'll get a few more buildings along the upper edge, but with her ability now spent, that is going to be the end of it. No, he's going to be coming in from the right side there, Eric.
Yeah, well, if he comes in for the right side, then he's able to get the cross-tanking for the Royal Champion and keep her alive for a bit longer. But he does have the defensive king right there. He's got a couple of headhunters on standby. He'll send them in now. They meet some traps, some ground skellies, and some giant bombs go off. But they do arrive into the defensive king, and they'll give a chance for his Royal Champion to keep on moving. He still has his queen on the other side of the base. There's an Electro Titan that is working with the queen over there. He'll freeze up the scatter shot. He's got it. He's got it. That's such a critical triple right there. I mean, he looks comfortable. He looks ready to go there. He's got the triple, and Imperium Titans will put the pressure over to the final attacker. We have to remember, they're still trailing in this war. And if we see Imperium Titans end up with a defense here, they can win and overcome that deficit. But VN Esporting has a lot of pressure on their final attack.
A win, but will it indeed be enough? VN Esporting might get 13 stars of their own, and with that percentage advantage on their favor, the win could still yet swing back to them. It's going to be all up to Alec, the former MS Esports player himself, trying to twist the knife into that opposing team now as he sends in a big early charge against that Eagle artillery. Yeti is going to be hopping out and getting a big swing against that enemy archer queen. Oh, she hasn't gone down though, Eric.
Okay, that's okay. He got distracted a little bit there. He got everything else in the compartment cleared. He can go take her out there with a single strike. He can manage that, but yeah, going against his former teammate over on defense, Kingsman gonna try to hold here as this queen takes out the defensive CC. Now he got the primary functions of the blimp there. We always say it when you're going to use a blimp, you want to take out a major target right there. He did that. He got the funnel and he got the CC pull. And now as the queen makes her way forward, she has no damage on her flank coming in from that compartment. So she can walk in there. She can take that final strike at the defensive queen. And if he can get a wall break into this multi-inferno, then with the king cutting her off on the top side, then he's in a prime position. The wall break is easily successful right there. And the funnel looks clean to drive this queen into the core of the base. This is a very, very strong start and is looking really good here for VN Esporting.
A do or die situation for Alec to finish off strong for the win, or to let everything slip away in the last moments. He is not going to give up without a fight and looks very strong with this initial charge on the bottom side. Balloons are spread excellently, getting maximum value from the range of that Grand Warden's Eternal Tome. As soon as he hovers over, expect to see that popped and protecting them from that big Town Hall Giga Poison. Here we go, Eric. 1 minute remains. Get those spells dropped in. Rage right over the Town Hall and march through the base, or find nothing left but sadness and disgrace.
Oh, he ended up losing a lot of balloons there at the Town Hall. This multi-inferno, the backside, is going to invest his final freeze. He's got a Royal Champion. The Royal Champion was able to get the assistance of the Headhunter through the ward ability, but she's all the stands as he pushes through the multi. This is close, but the single Inferno stays standing as well. He loses the ward. The Queen is still moving. He knows it. He knows it. He's calling it. I don't think he's gonna make it. I kind of no. Wait, the Diggy. No, the Diggy's not able to get through the single. His only chance to recover that was if the Diggy got the stun onto the single Inferno, and you can see he is visibly upset there. It is going to be a win for his former team, and Imperium Titans will be claiming that playoffs position, and VN Esporting will have to stay in the hunt as they move into the 2-2 bracket and face elimination there, trying to compete for one of those final positions. But there we go, 91%, not enough for Alec to pull through on this one, Woody.
That is just heart-rending, Eric. A very, very tight war and well fought by all competitors. But there can be only one winner. Imperium Titans advancing with that golden ticket opportunity now. 13 stars and 97% average destruction, trouncing VN Esporting, who came ever so close to clipping that win away, but 9% short on that last strike. It was a burn, baby burn scenario with that Inferno Tower heating up the interior of that base and nothing able to get through it. Congratulations to Imperium Titans. They will be in a clear spot, but have no fear to the fans of VN Esporting. They have now a 2-2 record and can still advance with a win in the last round.
That was really, really crazy because that whole war came down to just the smallest little tiny mistakes there. That last attack, I'm pretty sure it would have gone through if he could have covered just a few more balloons with that ward ability. But having a couple of them that were sitting just outside of that warded ability and getting struck by the town hall, sitting inside of the poison without any protection, that ultimately cost him. He just needed a sliver of extra support there for that rare champion to push through. And that was extremely, extremely close there, but I mean, they make it through. I mean, Imperium Titan had a couple attacks there that were extremely close as well, like we saw with Synthé with his invisibility off by like the slightest amount there, the half a tile. And that's how close these wars come down to. It's insane that they are decided by like inches, like literally like a millimeter there with a couple of blues sitting just on the verge of that ward ability or an invisibility spell, just slightly overlapping by the smallest amount. And that's what ultimately decides it and sends a team into the playoffs here, Woody.
Hey, it's funny you say it's by inches because as we saw yesterday, I'm not sure if this actually got out onto production or not, but we saw Klaus measuring his device with